Welcome to UBR UFO Buster Radio News, episode number 220. Now, I've been missing for a while because, as I said in my last episode, the Moonraker was doing some stuff. He was moving, leaving the Dallas area and heading down to, of all places, someplace called San Antonio. And here I am. Yeah, it was quite the trip, quite the move. There was a lot of shucking and jiving and packing and unpacking. And thanks to the Horde, we've made it. We're in San Antonio right now. And hey, listen, it's not over yet. We're still preparing. But I have to report right now that the week of the 10th, there will be no live episodes. There won't be any real episodes. Well, they'll be real. Let me just take that back. They just won't be recent episodes. The week of the 10th, the Moonraker will be on official vacation time, on holiday for you guys that are out across the pond. But that week, what I intend to do is I'm going to run some of the most interesting interviews. Basically, whatever I got in there, it'll be a bunch of interviews because, replaying UFO Buster Radio news reports is not going to help, especially if it was like from 2 years ago. It confused the shit out of people. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. I want to stay abreast, if you will, of the things that are going on currently and not confuse the living daylights out of you guys. With that said, listen, I talked about last time we got a few really big things coming down the road, and especially if you are a writer of paranormal books and are looking, especially self-publishers. I'm going to say it right now. If you self-publish paranormal books, whatever it is, it could be Bigfoot, it could be demons, it could be aliens, abductions, probings, how to get probed for dummies. I don't know. Whatever it is that you want to have out there, I will have a setup that I'm working. And listen, it's brand new. It's starting from the ground up in August. And the idea is to get the first few people in, sadly to say, as test cases. But you might be a test case, but you're going to get the treatment. You're going to get the what for, as they say, and courtesy of Moonraker himself. And that's all going to happen by our new management company called the Dark Horde LLC. So more to come on that. There's a link in the description right now for the Twitter account. So if you want to follow that, just go ahead and follow it and stay tuned because it's going to be jumping in August. Also, the second podcast, pretty close to coming through, called Big Dime Betting, and it's a sports podcast. And I mentioned this a few months ago. We had some hiccups technology-wise when it came to putting this endeavor together, thanks to folks overseas. But no fucks given. We just got around that, and we're steaming forward like a runaway damn train from back in the day, and it looks like we will be ready by the time American football starts. American. I can't say American, because that just doesn't sound like American. So American football, NFL, when that starts, you're going to hear Big Dime Betting podcast, and you're going to hear a bunch of people talking about sports, specifically that sport. And I believe that'll also be in time for good old-fashioned World Series for you baseball nuts. And I'm not going to lie, you might do the UFO thing, and you like aliens and shit like that, and that's why you listen to me. But I guarantee you, when it comes to baseball, that 7th-inning stretch is the best part for me because that's when I take a nap. I'm not exactly excited about baseball, but don't tell anybody to listen to the other podcasts. And if you do, forget everything I just said because it is what it is, okay? Let's not go there. Outside of that, don't forget to follow the podcast on Facebook, the pages, Manny Moonraker, UFO Buster Radio, and join the group UBR Truth Seekers. Just look it up, UBR Truth Seekers. That's it. That's all you got to do. And get in there and join and talk about the craziness. Listen, even if you don't believe, even if you're teeter-tottering right now, there's a lot of news articles like the one we're going to talk about right now for this particular article that are saying all of a sudden it's okay to talk about extraterrestrials. It's okay to talk about aliens because all the things that have been happening since 2017, thanks to the Stars Academy, Elizondo, Commander Fravor, and, everyone on the fucking limits from way back when. Yeah, that's a true story. And it turns out that people are now printing articles asking, is it okay now? Is it okay now for you to believe in aliens and UFOs? And some articles like this one are saying, pull back the reins on that horse, buddy, because you might want to. You might figure it's okay, but maybe you're still jumping the gun. And for those of you who are ready to get on with it, let's get on to this news article. Plus, there's a little bonus here that I posted in UBL Truth Seekers, but I'm posting it here in the description as well. It's something you want to check out, so let's get to it. Space.com is saying, hold your horses. Space.com. I've been saying, I think I've been saying this since maybe early spring, maybe towards the end of winter there, how everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. New York Times, the Daily News, Space.com right now with this article. No one is shying away from this topic. And yeah, of course, they're using their own spin on it. They want you to look at things from their perspective, but that's what everyone does, right? The title for this article is UFOs Are Real, but Don't Assume They're Alien Ships. What else would you expect Space.com to say? They're sure as hell not going to say ET's here. For Christ's sake, come on, let's get with it. So the link is in the description to this article. Check it out. And of course, what they're alluding to is the fact that we've had all these recent reports. Heck, there were two big things that happened just this month, right? We had another person come out. I think it was earlier. I was like the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, some fucking 20-something number. I don't know. And they talked about how they were another person that witnessed the Nimitz incident, and they were a crew member. Right? Another Navy crew member that says, hey, I saw the Nimitz situation. It's not all bullshit. What this particular article is saying is, yeah, we get it. It's UFOs. They're unidentified flying objects that you cannot explain because it does not act or look or even sound like a conventional aircraft. And so that's what Space.com is putting out there because they don't give two shits about what you think. And this is a quote from them. UFOs refers to any flying object an observer cannot readily identify. And they're saying that the Navy saw fast-moving UFOs repeatedly off the East Coast throughout 2014 and 2015, in one case apparently nearly colliding with one of the mysterious objects the New York Times reported earlier this week. And that's what they were talking about, right? The East Coast was also a hotbed. It wasn't just the West Coast where Nimitz was at. And there's even another article that said that there was a near collision between one of the jets and a UFO. Some of the things that these guys were reporting in these incidents were exactly as one would imagine. These UFOs were reaching hypersonic speeds and had no exhaust fumes, and possibly saying that these things had super duper advanced technology for propulsion. No shit, Sherlock. That's what someone who rides around in a jet that uses fossil fuels that would actually, say. Basically, what else are they going to say? Come on. Now, in this article was pretty interesting is that Seth Shostak, which is an astronomer with SETI, because we love SETI so damn much. He pointed out, see, I've been away for a few days, so my English is a little screwed up, so excuse me. I'll give back my high school diploma now. He pointed out, basically, that the sightings occurred off the coast because, and possibly in conjunction with the fact that there was some kind of an upgrade that was done by the Navy to some of the equipment that was being used at the time by the crewmen. Is it a bad or a horrible correlation to make that maybe we got an upgrade and then all of a sudden we're starting to see shit in the air? Now, I think the only bad thing about this is that there was also visual confirmation. It wasn't just the damn equipment, you rubber dicker. I had to throw that in there because I know you guys love it. Yeah, so it wasn't just that it was their equipment that was seeing things. I mean, come on, let's be honest. It's also the fact that basically, visually, the Navy folks actually saw it as well. So come on, let's be honest. That's just bananas just to assume that that's all it was. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I pulled my headphone off because I had my hands flailing all over the place. So that's the story there. And Seth continues to say, listen, while it might be great to assume that all these things are aliens and, I could hang up my goddamn job at SETI and stop listening to shit because the bitches are flying all over the place. That'd be great. But, you still have to kind of look at maybe it's possibly just some kind of technology that the government is working on and is using all our Navy personnel as flunkies to test to see what they see and whether our equipment can see it as well or not. And specifically, what he says in the article is this: so while the odds may be long that any UFO witnessed to date was an extraterrestrial craft, it is far from crazy to suspect that intelligent alien life are out there somewhere, or that at least we're out there somewhere at some point during the Milky Way's 13 billion year history. And that's the point, right? You can't just assume that in 13 plus billion years that we are the only animals out there that can dare to dream or dare to consider that there's other life forms somewhere else as well. And you listen, I agree with him on that point, and I've said it before. The universe is too damn great and too flippin' old for you to assume that the several 100,000 years that mankind's been around, that's really all there is anywhere. Absolutely. Yeah, so we're in the infancy. We're not exactly masters of our own domain when it comes to space travel, but we'll get there eventually. But that doesn't mean someone else already did it, or a few someone else, and you have to consider that. But at the same point, he's saying it is very possible, and a lot of people have said this, that the issue with the Nimitz, the stuff in the East Coast that happened, all these guys coming out, that these were tests of some super duper secret technology that's flying around, doing circles around things, just because it had to be tested. I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you take one of your best flotilla out there and decide to run circles around it and see what happens? I would do it. Shit, let's blow shit up. I don't care. I paid for it. But that's the way it goes. Now, in conjunction with this, on May 26th, there was a release of a documentary. It's about 35 minutes. The link in the description. You guys should check it out. I did. I watched it with Mrs. Moonraker. We were out there watching this thing, and we loved it. And basically, it is the telling of the Nimitz situation by a particular person who, if you want to see who that is, you have to click on the link and check out the video, give him some props, and say, hey, I like the way you put this together. Bada bing, bada boom. Can you help me out with something else? The good thing about this particular documentary is it's actually asking people who were part of that flotilla that the Nimitz was with to come forward and email them and give their testimony. I mean, how much more, what more can you ask for? And they said, if you want to keep your identity secret and be anonymous, it's okay. We can do that. But they want more people to come forward. Now, I'm not going to lie. I feel in my heart of hearts, I feel like this, because the Air Force released those schematics for that triangular craft and this whole new plasma technology, I just feel somewhere deep down inside that these are somehow American-made crafts that, like I said before, they were using our military men and women to find out how they react to it and basically what went down. The video is fascinating because it takes all the accounts from everyone that reported at the time that they put this together to piece together what happened and who experienced what and what they saw. It's a great thing to look at. Only 35 minutes. Listen, grab your phone, put it on YouTube, get on the shitter, and don't let your legs go to sleep. But you should check it out. And if you're at work at lunch, check it out. It's a pretty good video, I got to say. I wish I would have thought of it. Of course, if I did, it would have come out a little crazy, Moonraker style. Which you guys, some of you might enjoy, and some of you might send me hate mail, but I don't care. So that's the episode for today. Those are the things to look at. Check out the 2 links in the description, especially the video. It is fantastic. Seth's short stack, I don't give a shit about him. SETI, whatever. But like I said, he shares some good opinion there. I can agree a part of it. I'm good with that. Check out the video. We'll be back next week for sure. I'm going to try to hit every single day next week because of my absence the following week. But Leon Beebe should be on sometime next week. I'm working on a date with him to get on here and talk to you guys about what he has going on regarding his book and some experiences and information he has regarding UFOs. And that's just the way it goes. Now, I just want to say, UFO Buster Radio is not playing any games anymore. You guys already know that. The name of this particular song is No Games. So, ciao, sayonara, bella, mañanas. See you next week.
There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want. Playing games, no. There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want.